All right, let's talk about something that feels like magic, but is actually super dangerous. I'm talking about vibe coding.
Yeah, that's a quote from the one and only Andre Carpathy. So, what is vibe coding? Well, it's that super tempting idea, Just let the vibes guide you. Let the LLM do all the heavy lifting, all the messy implementation details, while you just kind of sit back. It feels like you've got superpowers, right? And look, for the first 20 minutes or so, it is magic. You are absolutely flying. Code is just pouring onto the screen. But then, bam, reality hits you like a ton of bricks. The AI starts making stuff up, hallucinating libraries that don't even exist. So, okay, you fix that, but now three other things are broken. And the worst part, the context window is gone. The AI has completely forgotten everything you were just working on. And just like that, you're not a creator anymore. You're basically a glorified debugger. It's like you're managing this super fast junior dev who has absolutely no long-term memory. It's so frustrating. And you definitely can't build real solid software this way. So what's the real problem here? I mean, is the AI just bad? Nah, not really. The problem isn't the AI itself, it's how we're using it. The root of all this pain is the lack of a contract. Think about it. There's no clear, shared understanding between you and your AI partner. You haven't agreed on what you're building. And when you're working without a contract, you're just winging it. You're hoping for the best, and let me tell you, hope is not a strategy. Okay, so there is a much, much better way to do this. I'm going to show you a workflow that I call the Golden Trinity. It basically takes the best parts of three powerful ideas and smashes them together to create something that's actually reliable. So here's how it works. First, we've got Spec-Driven Development, or SDD. That's for clarity, it's our blueprint. Second, Test-Driven Development, TDD. This gives us reliability, these are our guardrails. And only then, once those two are in place, do we let vibe coding do its thing for pure speed. It's all about putting that raw power inside a safe container. All right, theory is great and all, but let's actually see this thing in action. We're going to build a rate limiter for a Python API, and we're going to do it the right way, step by step. Okay, phase one, the spec. Now this is absolutely crucial. We do not start by writing code. We don't even ask the AI for code yet. The very first thing we do is build our contract, our spec. So this is where we start vibing with the LLM. But notice, we're not asking it to write the code, we're brainstorming. We're treating the AI like a senior architect, a design partner. We're saying, hey, let's talk this through. What about edge cases? What could go wrong here? What are our options? And then, once you've had that back and forth and you're feeling good about the design, you give a direct, clear command. You tell the AI, okay, take everything we just talked about and formalize it. Create a detailed technical spec in a spec.md file. This is you as the architect creating the official blueprint. And that file, that spec.md, is now your single source of truth. This is a huge shift in the process. From now on, if the AI gets confused or loses context, you don't have to explain everything all over again. You just point it back to this file. The contract is locked in. All right, on to phase two. And guess what? We're still not writing any application code. Nope. Instead, we're building our safety net. We're setting up the guardrails with test-driven development. And this is where it gets really cool. Writing tests can be a total drag, right? But because we have that spec, it's basically free. We just hand that spec.md file to the AI and say, hey, based on this contract, write me a complete test suite. And it just does it. And here's the beautiful part. We run those brand new tests, and of course, they all fail. Everything is red. And that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. This is the red in the classic red-green refactor cycle. It proves our safety net is working. The guardrails are up before we've written a single line of actual code. Okay, now, only now, with our blueprint set and our guardrails firmly in place, is it time to let loose. It's finally time for some vibe coding. And check out how simple this prompt is. Because we did all that prep work, we can be super lazy here. We just give the AI the spec file, we give it the failing tests, and we basically just say, go. We don't have to babysit it or micromanage anything because all the rules, all the constraints are already perfectly defined. So the AI just starts streaming the code, you run the tests, and boom, all green, everything passes. And hey, if a couple of tests fail, you don't even have to think about it. You just copy the error from your terminal, paste it back to the AI, and say, fix this. You're moving from red to green with total precision.
But wait, we're not quite done yet. Let's be real. AI code can sometimes be a little weird, a bit clunky. So we have one last totally optional step, the refactor loop.
And this is where having that test suite is an absolute game changer. We can ask the AI to do anything we want, clean up the code, make it more Pythonic, add type hints, whatever. And we can do it with total confidence because of one simple instruction. Whatever you do, make sure these tests still pass. It's like having a safety net that lets you refactor without fear of breaking anything.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. What did we actually just do here? This isn't just some clever new technique. This is a fundamental shift in what it means to be a developer working with AI.
So here's the bottom line. Vibe coding on its own, it's a house of cards, waiting to fall over. But when you put these pieces together, it's a whole different story. The spec tells the AI what to build, getting you both on the same page. The tests create this hard barrier, a wall that stops hallucinations and errors in their tracks. And only then do you unleash vibe coding to do what it does best. Just fill in the blanks at lightning speed.
This whole process is how you stop being just a prompt engineer constantly wrestling with the LLM. You become an AI architect. You're the one designing the system, you're setting the rules, and you're delegating the grunt work. You are in control. So I'll leave you with this one question. The next time you sit down to code with an AI, ask yourself, is my partner flying blind? Or have I given it a map, a contract, and a set of guardrails to guarantee we get where we need to go? Because really, the choice is up to you.